Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, I'm Rich and thanks for clicking, and I hope you enjoy what you see. So today we're back at it with this Samsung combination microwave and oven, and we're having issue with the microwave this time. I previously had another video with an error code that I received, which was a CA2 error code, and was able to repair that, but this Samsung keeps giving us fits, so we're going to try to fix what's going on with it. Let me show you what's happening, and let's see if we can troubleshoot it and repair it. So let me show you what we're experiencing when you put it on microwave, and let's put it on 30 seconds. And I hit start, you're going to hear a buzzing noise from it, and what it does not heat anymore. So I don't know if you can hear that, but it's pretty loud. So it powers up and everything turns on and the turntable's working, but it's just getting a buzzing noise and it's not actually heating up anything. So we're going to dive in and start troubleshooting a couple of items and see if we can get this repaired. So let me go ahead and get some tools and a couple of sawhorses to put up here so we can slide this cabinet out and begin looking at it. So let me go ahead and do that and we'll come back. I would imagine most of these microwaves are very similar. They might have some different components in different locations, but since this is a combination oven and microwave, it might be a little bit different than an overhead microwave from Samsung. But most of the parts are very similar and interchangeable for a lot of these brands. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm just kind of taking a look at my previous repair from that CA2 error that I had, and it still looks to be in pretty good shape. It doesn't look like it's gotten hot. You can see where this one was previously burned, but the relay's still working and it's still got a good connection, so I think we're just gonna I think that was a pretty decent repair, so no issues. I'm not seeing any other areas where it's gotten hot or melted, so it looks like it. I wonder if what happened is this was just not connected properly and just kind of arced and got hot, because I soldered this up nicely this time around, so I'm not noticing anything bad. But on to where we need to repair. So let me go ahead and show you what we have here. This is the capacitor. That's something that we need to check and make sure that it's okay. Then there's also a diode that comes off the capacitor, then grounds to the housing. So that could possibly be an issue. The capacitor could be an issue, but most likely it's going to be the magnetron that's going to be bad. That's the most likely scenario. So we can go ahead and test that and see if it's faulty, and if it is, we can go ahead and replace it. But let me go ahead and discharge this capacitor first, because it can still have a charge on that, so you don't want to touch that without discharging it. So let me go ahead and get some needle nose pliers and discharge that. So you want to get a pair of needle nose pliers that are rubber coated so that you're not conducting that electricity, and then you want to touch the two ends there to kind of discharge it. Let's go ahead and disconnect the magnetron. Okay, now that we get it disconnected, we can go ahead and get a multimeter and test for resistance and see if we're getting continuity or anything like that. Make sure that it's functioning properly. So to test this thing out, you want to test continuity between the two leads to see if you're getting a short. So we're going to put it on the resistance setting on your ohm meter, and mine's automatic, so it'll adjust as it needs to. So you just want to touch one end of the contacts on one side of the lead and one on the other, and it should give you like 0.1, 0.2, but it's not. Yeah, there you go, 0.1, 0.2. Yeah. Okay, so that appears to be okay, but now the next thing we want to do is we want to see if we're getting any kind of continuity across the casing of each one of these. And you shouldn't get anything. It should read as no continuity. But I'm getting a reading of 38 ohms. Let's try the other one. 38.5 ohms, 44, 43. So it appears that, and it should be reading like this. You should see no continuity at all when you put it together. But see, I'm getting a reading. So there's something wrong with this magnetron. I think it's gone bad. So we're going to go ahead and replace this magnetron with a new one. Now to remove this, we're going to go ahead and there's a couple of 8mm nuts that hold this into place, and we're just going to remove those. And there's 4 of them. I'm going to have to remove this piece of plastic ducting. So there's a screw down here. You just need to loosen that. Okay, and now this should slide out. So I did notice a difference that they got this casing clocked a little differently. My original one is on the side and this one's facing up. I could probably reclock it, but I think it'll fit either way, so I'm not going to really worry about it. So let's go ahead and reinstall this. back to that one. Okay, now this one just gets plugged in like it did before, but we might not have enough slack. I don't believe it. Okay, so this wire was just too short to fit here, and I can't reclock this, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find one that's clocked appropriately if I bought another one. So I just went ahead and extended this wire out so that there's enough slack to be able to plug this thing in. Not ideal scenario, but I just went ahead and extended it and put some shrink sleeve on it, and hopefully that will work without any issues. Okay, so this went down in here like this. Okay. So now we got enough slack to be able to plug this in, which is good. And then I can plug this back into the capacitor. Before I close this all up, let's go ahead and turn it on, power it up, and see if this is going to work. Okay, so I've turned the power back on, and let's go ahead and test it out. So we'll go ahead and put like a cup of water in here just to see if it's going to turn on and warm up. I'll put it for 30 seconds. Well, there's no buzzing noise. I can hear the fans, but it's because it's outside of the cabinet. Well, I can feel it. It's warm. So it appears to be working. That solved it. So now it's just a matter of putting the covers back on and screwing the bolts back into place and setting it back into the cabinet. So I got it back in place. I turned the power back on. Everything seems to be working okay. Hopefully it lasts a good long time and I don't have to repair this thing anymore. This is the second time that I've had to repair this microwave oven combo, and hopefully I don't have too many more issues with it. It was an expensive oven, so I will put parts into it if I can repair or replace them for now. But I don't think I'll be going back with a Samsung when I go to replace the unit. So hopefully this video was helpful to you, and if it was, hit the like or subscribe button to see other videos that I might be doing in the future. Alright folks, I'll see you in the next video.